Alafia family. Alafia family. This is Baba Obanjoko coming to you from the Divine Temple of Truth here in Athens, Texas. Your spiritual evolutionary. Ashe? Today, we're going to be discussing, well, first, a key issue, to open the road. A key issue to open our way. Ashe? Ashe? Ashe. Today, we're going to be talking about the 16 truths of Ifá. Originally on the agenda, I had said that we were going to be discussing the purpose of destiny. But before we get into the purpose of destiny, the Spirit came to me and said that it is very important for us to cover the basis of universal law and spirituality. Universal law and spirituality as a foundation for understanding purpose and destiny. So let us segue into the understanding of divine law. Of course, you remember from the last presentation, we talked about the law of correspondence. So above, so too below. So within, so without. The fundamental law of correspondence is the foundation for all existence. In actuality, it is the foundation for the corpus of Ifá. For we talk about in Ifá, the cosmological foundation of Ifá is darkness and light. It's darkness and light. Oh, that was the ancestors patting me on the neck there. The foundation of darkness and light. Darkness representing the contraction, the force of contraction within the universe, and light representing expansion. Everything is born from the force of contraction into the light or expansion. It appears or comes into existence. So fundamentally, it's important to understand that all existence is born from darkness and light. That's why you'll hear many scientists say that we're still in the process of trying to understand dark matter. Trying to understand dark matter. Where do things actually emit? Where do things actually come from? We have no idea. We never will. For it comes from no thing to something. And that is the realm of the Creator. Ashe, how do you study? No thing. I'm talking spiritual, mental, or physical. How do you study? No thing. It's impossible. Never will happen. Our ancestors understood and knew that, and they focused their minds upon studying something. This is how they, this is why they were masters and observing the universe and learning how to come into harmony and balance with all things, and therein laid the foundation of civilization that we're still marveling on today. We're still wondering, how did our great ancestors of indigeneity do that throughout the entire globe? Always remember that the foundation of all earth migrated from Akibulan. Ashe? So today, let us talk about the 16 laws of Ifá. And we have a limited time to do this, so I'm going to run through these pretty quickly, but I'm going to be as thorough as I possibly can. The reason why we're covering these 16 laws is because of the foundation of the law of interaction, or the law of exchange. These laws that I'm getting ready to talk to you about are born out of the foundation of polar opposites. Everything came into existence from darkness to light. Therein we developed laws. I want to emphasize that because it's very important to everything else that you will do in any pantheon, in any religion, or in any spirituality. That's what we're doing on this channel, is we're giving you the foundation of universal cosmology so that you may be able to then find your path of destiny. Ashe? The first law is that there is but one single God or creator. We just talked about that a few minutes ago. There is but one source of creation, of all creation, not some creation. And let me give you a tip. It's not a man in the heavens that's wearing that has a long white beard. The foundation of creation comes from the unknown. All things, not some things, all things appeared from no thing to something. You say, well, Baba, I don't understand. That don't make sense. I've had people say, that don't make sense. How can all things appear from absolutely no thing? Well, that would be a question that you would need to ask Alodamari. You need to ask the Creator. I don't know. However, the ancestors in all of the literature that you'll ever read, even, you remember the white boy Einstein, he said, I finally have the theory, I developed a theorem for existence. He said, thus something comes from no thing at the end of his life. He was an atheist earlier. He said, there is a God. It is that no thing that all things come into existence. Ashe? So there is but that source of which all things come. There is no such thing as a devil. Stop that. Devil. That is a philosophy. That is a creation, an energetic, a thought. All things lie within you. For you are one with all, and all is one with you. That is the foundation of the crust, KRST, this concept of Christ was something that came later. The Christ consciousness says that I am that I am. I am one with all, and all is truly one with us. So don't give away your power to something that you call a devil. It does not exist. Except for the day that you were born and the day that you're supposed to die, there is no single event in your life that cannot be forecast and, when necessary, changed. We're talking about here the power of divination. We're talking about, and when I say the power of divination, I'm not talking about necessarily only coming to a person that will go through a methodology and give you answers. Remember, go back to what I said earlier. All things appear through darkness and light. Understand and read signs, symbols, and numbers. Don't be given to religion. I got a new term, religiosity. Don't be given away to religiosity. Follow signs, symbol, and numbers. That is your divination. Follow, observe your life. Become the observer. Ashe? It is your birthright to be happy, successful, and fulfilled. It's a frame of mind. If you say, I'm happy, I'm successful, and I am fulfilled, the universe, through the law of correspondence, has to pull that into existence. That comes into existence. It is the law of creation. So fix your mind. Go to bed. Meditate. Not just go through the mantras, but meditate upon it. Feel it in your mind. Feel it in your body. Feel it in your spirit, and you will become it. Ashe? You should grow and obtain wisdom during your process of life. You were born to transform. You were born to transform. So do that. Transform your condition. Transform what you call your reality, which is an illusion. No more than a thought. For what's going, there is nothing going on out there that doesn't happen in here. In here is what develops what is out there. No matter what physically, mentally, or spiritually is going on, it can be transformed. Understand that your happiness is your responsibility. You should grow and obtain wisdom during the process of your life. Grow by being the observer. You are reborn through your blood relatives. Now, I don't have to go into a whole lot of depth with that. Just, again, observe life. That's what our ancestors did. I'm not talking about, you don't have to go read a book or go to a particular scripture or go to a particular place in a book and get information. My mother always said that her Bible was the front window. where she observed life. She observed the mating of the birds. She understood that the bird would make a nest, lay eggs, eggs hatch. And after the eggs hatch, she would teach the little birds, the mother would teach the little birds how to fly. And after that period was over, she would fly away from the nest. If they didn't fly away, if they didn't learn to fly, then they fall out of the nest. And the cats got to eat too. Ashe? So you are reborn through your blood relatives. That means that through your blood relatives, you are reproduced. You came through that portal. And so too, you will continue to evolve. There's a reason why that one tree gives seeds and another tree is born from those seeds, and then another tree is born from those seeds. That is the truth of all existence. It's called heredity, which too can be transformed by thought. Remember, the universe is mental. In the name of Olodumare. Heaven is our home and earth is the marketplace. We are in constant passage between the two. Heaven is our home and earth is our marketplace. We're in constant passage between the two. We go to the heavens. We concentrate. We focus. We meditate. We dream. We return to this dimension of light or manifestation. We're in constant passage between the two. There is only one complete all. There's only one singularity. We're in passage between the two. There's no separation. There is manifestation. From the darkness comes the light through what? Thought. Universal mind. Ashe? You are part of the entire universe in a literal, not figurative way. We just talked about that a few minutes ago. Everything that is within you is within the universe. Let me prove it. H2O, hydrogen, copper, nitrogen, oxygen are the foundational elements of all universal existence, chemically. Well, where do those things come from then, Baba? Those things come from the stars. Well, where does those stars then come from, Baba? The stars then come from the unknown or the black hole. Those things that you see that exist within the universe exist within your universe, where you and the universe are one. You must never initiate harm to any other human being. That is a law. Your mind must be focused on not destroying yourself or in destruction of anything. Your purpose is to experience and transform. Be the onlooker. Be the onlooker. Observe and be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Ashe? You must never attempt to harm the universe of which you are part, which you could not do. You cannot harm the universe, but the key word is attempt. It is a frame of mind. Attempt or intend to harm the universe in any way. Seek, give reverence. All native and indigenous cultures gave reverence to the Mother Earth, the Father Sky, the cousin, the river. Ashe? Your temporal and spiritual capabilities must work together. Your temporal and spiritual capabilities must work together. You have a right brain, you have a left brain. You have the physical, you have the spiritual. You must focus and balance those two together. How do you do that? Through observation and following sign, symbol, and number. Come into balance with yourself and all existence. Change your mind, and your butt will follow. Ashe? You are born with a specific path. It is your goal to travel it. Divination is the roadmap. Divination is the roadmap. Everybody was created by what? The unknown. Everything was created by what? The unknown. And it is from the unknown that you come into existence. Well, all of this existence has fundamental laws, has fundamental balances, has fundamental knowledge and wisdom and understanding. And through your observation, you are here to travel that path of which you were born. You are a miracle. You are a lowercase g with unlimited potential within this dimension given to you by Alodamare, the unknown. Understand and grow into the understanding of your destiny and your purpose. Ashe? Our ancestors, you are born with a specific path. We just discussed that. Our ancestors exist and must be honored. There's no question about it. I am because we are. We are because I am. I am because we are. We are because I am. It is through that vibration. It is through that physical. It is through that spiritual existence of our ancestors that you came into existence. You have a destiny. That destiny was born through your DNA, your melanin. And you have a path to fulfill. Listen to the guidance and the direction of the spirit, not to any form of indoctrination. As a matter of fact, in religions are one form of indoctrination. Listen and pay attention and observe life, and life will come into harmony, will come to harmony and balance with you. That is your role. That is all of our mission in life. All of us, we have that mission. Our ancestors exist and must be honored. Our ancestors exist and must be honored. You are born with a specific path. It is your goal to travel it. Divination, remember, provides the roadmap. Our ancestors exist and must be honored without a shadow of a doubt. They will give you guidance, the spirit or the vibration of those who came before you, who have traveled this path, will give you within. You can receive that balance and travel your path of which you have been ordained, not only physically, but also spiritually. That's why our ancestors are so incredibly important. Grow into an understanding. Sacrifice guarantees your success. The sacrifice, some people get sacrifice confused and they think of sacrifice as meaning you have to kill a chicken or goat. No. Breathe in, breathe out. Go back to the laws of correspondence.
10 minutes.
Thank you. Breathe in, breathe out. Go back to the laws of correspondence. When you breathe in, you breathe out. That is sacrifice. That is manifestation. Everything, the sun, the moon, everything in the universe is vibrating. It's vibrating. It's giving and receiving. It's giving and receiving. That is the foundation of being. If you breathe out and don't breathe in, what happens? You die. If you breathe in and if you breathe out and breathe in, you die. If you breathe in and don't breathe out, you die. You must exhale and inhale. That is true within all of life and everything. The Orisha live within you. Yes, I have shrines set up. I have shrines set up here at the temple. That is a phallic. Phallic means it is a thing that represents something. That it is a thing that represents the spirit. So above, so too below. In this physical realm, we give reverence, we give energy always to the spirit. The Orisha live within you. You don't have to be at your shrine to recognize the energy patterns of the universe. Finally and last, have no fear. Have no fear. Understand that within yourself, you are one with all, and all is truly one with you. Come, as the old folks say, come hell or high water, you shall overcome. In the name of Olodumare, in the name of Ifá, in the name of the universal order of all existence, which is Ifá, I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your attention. Ashe. 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 Now we'll leave a few minutes. If there's anybody that is online at this time who has comments or who has questions, the line is open for comments and questions. Does anybody have any comment or any question that you would like to ask, or anything that you would like to say?
I do have a small question. So when you was referring to us like we all is a miracle and we all is a lowercase g, what did you mean by the lowercase g?
What I meant by the lowercase g is we are from, you remember when I talked about from nothing, everything came.
Right.
From nothing, everything came. Well, yourself and all that is on this line and everything, every ant, every grain of sand in the ocean, everything came into existence from that unknown. But everything that is brought into existence is part of the whole and can interact with the whole at any time faster than the speed of light. So that is the only thing that materializes is so a man or woman thinks, so they are. So there's nothing in the universe that you can conceive and believe that you can't achieve. That makes you a lowercase g.
Okay, right. I like that. Thank you.
I say. Anybody else? Any questions?
Yeah.
Peace. Baba, how you doing?
Alafia.
Can I add something to that?
Of course you can.
Also, the lowercase g represents proper people. The big lowercase g represents the proper person. And in legal world, that proper people separates the person from the people. And when I say person, I mean corporations. And that deals with like how you just when you read it and you see things that are all caps, it deals from that perspective that everything is a corporation. But we are people. We are divine people, divine beings. That what makes us special because we understand that lowercase, because even you read the Bible, it actually even in the Kabbalion, when you see things all caps like the law, that's representing the corporate people. But again, the law people do upper and lower, the lowercase. So people and persons are very different. You have to know how to decipher that when you're actually reading that.
I say. Anybody else before we've got a limited amount of time now? Anybody else have any comments, questions, or observations?
I say.
Go ahead.
Just wanted to tell everybody hi. Bye. It's been a good meeting. I just hopped in the Jeep. I got to drive. I have somewhere to be at 1 o'clock. But I very much enjoyed it as always.
I say, Baba. Mo dupoy means thank you. I say. That's what I do it for, is for the edification of everyone. And again, I thank everyone for coming. Tell other people about the channel. And we're going to be continuing on the cosmology of Ifá, which means universal order and existence. Ashe?
Oh, and hey, Bob,
Yes.
I sent you a friend request on, I think it was Facebook, one of the social media things, if you happen to see it.